Now I have the Pledge of Allegiance led by Magistrate Murphy, a veteran.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You have in your packet the minutes of the March 5 meeting. Jeannie and I have gone over those minutes, found them to be correct. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion.
Have a motion, Magistrate Murphy, second Magistrate Johnson. Have a roll call vote, please.
Magistrate Anderson?
Yes.
Magistrate Johnson?
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy?
Yes.
Magistrate Robinson? Yes. Magistrate Dodson?
Yes.
Magistrate Harris?
Yes.
Judge Rutherford?
Yes. We have today with us our jailer, and as always, we're always glad to have Jailer Scott with us, and he's good to work with the Fiscal Court and my office. And today he is. We need to acknowledge the 2013-2014 jail budget presented by Jailer Scott. And I think the treasurer will have some comments also. Jailer Scott, we also have, I think, on here two things, Jeannie, I thought we had for the jailer today. Was it something else that we...
Contract, and it's in the back.
Yeah, the contract with the Southern Health Partners.
Contract, and it's not. I noticed it was supposed to be on the agenda next to this, so he won't have to sit through the meeting. I can't hear you. You have to. You're on Pike TV also.
Judge, it's in the back of their packets because it came in late.
It's on the agenda on the screen.
It's on the agenda.
The clerk says that we have a copy of it in the back of the packet. I'm looking to see if.
The packet for the Southern Health Partners on the
Here it is.
medical agreement.
Mr. Jailer, we'll take this up also after you finish on your budget so that you can get back to your duties of that job you have of all those people that's incarcerated in the county. So go ahead, and Madam Treasurer, if you want to open with him, you go right ahead, and you all give your budget and your recommendation.
Judge, you get magistrates, you can look over it. It's basically same as the budget we're under right now. Basically the same.
Madam Treasurer.
It is the same, and he is going to get out of the agreement with the food and go back to cooking it himself. So we've increased by 2 people to bring back a full-time cook and a part-time cook in order to accommodate him and his staff. And that's basically the only changes. But this is presented to us that we can incorporate it into the fiscal court's budget as we get into our budget.
Judge, I'd like to make a motion that we accept the budget as presented.
Motion by Magistrate Dodson, second by Magistrate Murphy. Have a roll call vote, please.
Magistrate Anderson?
Yes.
Magistrate Johnson?
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy?
Yes.
Magistrate Robinson? Magistrate Dodson?
Yes.
Magistrate Harris?
Yes.
Judge Rutherford?
Yes. Jailer Scott, now we'll go to the Southern Health Partners, and it would be, of course, to authorize me as County Judge Executive to sign this contract.
Right.
Would you briefly just tell the court what this is, and if you're satisfied with what the Southern Health Partners have done for the county in regard to health care?
Right. That's who we contract our medical out to, the nurses, the doctor. That's who oversees it.
Are there any questions in regard to Southern?
No, Judge, we've had them for, 3 years now? So.
Jailer Scott, is it a lot of savings we're seeing through this company rather than going to the hospital every time somebody gets sick?
I can't say that it's much savings, but yes, it does help a lot.
I think the jailer is more concerned with the liability that he gets into with having deaths at the jail, that this has helped
I
to
think that's been
curb
raised by
that.
the county attorney before, I think, Mr. County Attorney, in regard to the liability of the county when that contract came up.
Yes, I don't recall exactly when we switched to Southern Health Partners, but I think it does give you another layer of expertise on determining health care in the jail, and I don't know whether it's saved any money or not, but I would think it certainly has given relief to the jailer and his staff in determining the medical needs of the.
Judge, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the agreement for another year.
Motion from Mr. Dotson to have a second.
Yeah, we got one.
Have a second. Mr. Johnson, have a roll call vote, please.
Magistrate Anderson?
Yes.
Magistrate Johnson?
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy? Yes. Magistrate Robinson? Magistrate Dotson?
Yes.
Magistrate Harris?
Yes.
Judge Rutherford?
Yes, and Madam Clerk, that would authorize me to sign the contract.
Right.
We have with us Joe Stanley today and Paxton Whittington with us from the Transportation Cabinet. And they've been working, and that department has been working with the members of the Fiscal Court for a while in regard to our rural secondary program. This rural secondary program is something that we didn't know, the Flex program, I presume, something that we was tickled to death when the magistrates, myself, was at a statewide meeting, and the governor of the Commonwealth
But we did, in fact.
said that the only bright spot in the state budget was, of course, through transportation due to the state law or statutes in regard to the way that the formula used to bring money into the county system. We don't get flex money every year, but we was tickled to death when the governor told all of us at that statewide meeting that he was putting the money back in the budget. Tickled us to death, and of course, the Transportation Cabinet, because of the 1,200 miles of road in this county that the state maintains 400 and the county 800, and it's a tremendous burden on these magistrates and the road commissioner, Mr. Hatcher, and the foremen and their employees. And might add that we have a great road department, and you helped build that, Mr. Stanley, in your tenure with Pike County, and many of the employees that are still in place. It surprised us, Safety Day last year, of how many years that the employees of this department had for this county. So it is. We're tickled to death that the funds available was $3,329,226 available, and you all have worked together for the last months, I would say, since we knew this money was going to be available, with the roads on the right Long Fork, Upper Pond Creek, Woodman, Long Fork, Brushy, Widows Branch Mountain, Millard Fishtrap Road, Caney Fork, Cowpen Road, Smith Fork at Phelps, Joe's Creek, Johns Creek, Burnwell, A-Flax, Lower Johns Creek, and I think, and we have a map for Mr. Cassidy that's available that certainly the people would, and this information would get out to the people for the local paper that of what this governor and what the state administration has done making this money available, this flex money from Frankfurt. The governor didn't have to do that. So your old department could have spent that somewhere else. So, Joe, we're always glad to have you present. You know what we go through up here and what Mr. Hatcher goes through and what the road foreman and the employees of the counties go through, because you was in that department for a number of years. So I'll turn it over to you for your presentation.
Okay, Judge, thank you. I'm going to wish everyone a good morning. As you mentioned, the funds available this year is $3.329226, of which that little over $1.2 million is set aside for our general maintenance of the rural secondary roads. There's a balance of just barely over $2 million that's left for improvements on projects, of which of that $448,000 is set aside, as you mentioned, for the flex funds, which The county can use that on their routes. They can choose to use that on state routes. It's up to the county's discretion on how they want to spend that. That leaves us with right at $1.6 million to spend on state maintained roads. And this is the list that we have compiled, projected to spend this money on. This is our recommendations. This will go to Frankfurt. It's looked over by the Rural Secondary Branch of Transportation, and they make the final decision on where this money gets spent. And we're presenting this list to the court. The court can add anything they want to it. They can accept it the way it is, and that's why we're here today.
Mr. Hatcher. Any of the magistrates have any questions or any changes or recommendations in regard
Judge,
to the program?
I'd like to say that, when I seen Paxton and Joe here today, I said, well, they're bringing us some good news here for 194 and 632 from Phelps to Pikeville, but they didn't have anything for us today, but they're just waiting. The check's in the mail, and me and you're going to stay after this thing. And
Yes, indeed.
I hope we're living to see it completed. I've been promised that once 460 is completed, that will be the next project. But I just want to let people know out in the county that we've not forgot about them. And Joe, I think this is a very good list for the areas that we represent. We've got some problems over there which you're aware of, and look like you're going to be able to take care of them with this blacktop. And Paxton, we just thank you for coming with Joe, and y'all do a good job. And winter's about over with, and y'all got another one behind you like we have. We thank you.
Go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, I just want to say I'm very well pleased for anything we get for the Pike County, but there's not one on there in my whole district.
Well, I think I think everything in your district has already been taken care of.
Yeah,
See, the
that's
rural
the reason I said
secondary
I'm
is not-
pleased, but
These are not your, we call MP routes. These are not your major primary routes. These are your smaller routes, lower ADT. I know we paved Feds Creek, all of Feds Creek last year.
yeah,
And
that's the reason I said I'm well pleased with everything we get.
And and it's a lot like Chick's area. Chick has very little RS roads in his area. Most of his are major primary. So that comes out of completely different funds.
Any other magistrates? Have a motion.
Second.
Have a motion and second. Have a roll call vote, please.
Mr. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Robinson? Yes. Mr. Dotson?
Yes.
Mr. Harris?
Yes.
Judge Rutherford?
Yes.
Thank you.
Hey, while Paxton's here, I just
Joe,
want to tell you,
thank
he did a
you.
good job coaching the Johns Creek Bearcats this year. So they had a good coach and had a good season. Had some great players and great kids. So appreciate your time. I know the pay is not probably not what you're used to, but appreciate everybody that volunteers for those type jobs. You mean a lot to the kids and a lot to the community.
Paxton, I guess you're ready to get in that new gym over, aren't you? At Camper?
Well, we in Pike County, we love our sports. We was talking about with Ron Varney this morning, and Brandon took him down, and we have now, and the magistrates need to go by the sports corner today. We have a replica of all the trophies of all of the state championship and national championships of Pikeville College, in the sports corner now. If you'll go, it's where it's in the end of Heritage Hall and I'll point on this side as you go out. And we love our sports. I wonder why we spend so much time honoring these people, because it's a tradition. And I'm sure that we can look. I can look to my left and see Magistrate Harris and look at Brandon Roberts and Rhonda, and that we know about Belfry High School and how dedicated those people are to sports, the same as everybody in this county. And that's the reason we spend some time bringing these people in, and that those people are ambassadors for us. they look at what Pike County is by looking at these young people as they travel out and participate, and they do a great job. And I think that Sports Corner and the replica of those from Belfry, Pikeville High School, and Elkhorn City, and we have got Mr. Basketball's replica of theirs in it, and we was glad to get a grant to do that with in Sports Corner. Next we have on the agenda, and this is something that we that county government and fiscal court has worked on since 1968, since President Johnson dedicated the Fishtrap Reservoir. When they did that, the federal government left people isolated in the Fishtrap area in Harrican, Johnnicon, and Upper Pompey. And over the years, with Congressman Perkins and myself, Bourbon Harris at that time, and his wife, and then after Bourbon died, Joni Thacker, who's with us here today, we worked with him and the people who live in that community. And then we was able to get Governor Beshear, and you see on the monitor a check to build a road out of Fishtrap, a problem of the federal government that they never did correct. The governor of the Commonwealth, the only governor that ever stepped up to the plate and said, we will help build the road out of Fishtrap and get those people. Those people have suffered and have been isolated. They would have to drive 42 miles to get to a prescription fill, to a doctor, to an education at a community college or a college. So 12 miles once this road would be completed. There have been a lot of time spent by Magistrate Murphy and Robinson, whose district this comes in. This has we have made trip after trip. Last week when I was at Duke, the county engineer, Mr. Sykes and Mr. Ellswick, they went to another Corps meeting in Huntington, and that meeting was successful, and Mr. Sykes said I just about fainted when the environmental section said we're going to approve this project. All other three divisions of the Corps at Huntington had approved this previously, but what we have today is they have an assessment that was done in the Indiana bat, which goes to roost pretty soon. And if the trees are not cut on this project before that season goes in, under this construction season, we will not be able to construct. Believe it or not, the Corps of Engineers said, we will give you right of entry. Got an email. Jeannie has the email. You all have a copy in your box, the magistrates, that they say that as soon as our engineers, Summit, they had asked for one change at that meeting, and that was a change of parking at the marina. We get the same spaces back. You'll see at the top of the screen, you don't see it this picture, but for another one, Brendan, you got showing the marina. If you have it showing the marina, they will be the same number of parking places under their recommendation. Now, what they have to do is come back, and they have to get that to them. I called Summit yesterday and said, please get that to them as soon as possible, because we don't want some bureaucrat, which has held this project up since 1968. They didn't give these people the choice of being bought out. They build it. The roads some of them are 85 degrees. This is not the best road in the world, but it is an outlet to commerce, outlet to medical, and outlet to food for these folks. And the Pike County Boards of Education, and we all know that nationwide you operate your schools based upon what the local school board gets by when a student fills the seat. So that's going to help them because in inclement weather, these children can get out of these areas to school in a better manner. We have a commitment, and we have a commitment that to complete this project when the next severance tax time comes for the next regular meeting of the Kentucky General Assembly, to complete some portions of blacktop on this project. We had bad luck in a way. We was forced to move to another elevation by the state transportation cabinet in Frankfort, and where we was located on this elevation, and we had told, and Master Murphy knows, we made it plain to those people in Frankfort at the meeting that we would take over maintenance on this road, and we was used to cleaning up slides. Look how many we've cleaned up in the last few months, and we do it all the time. And that they didn't need to be worried about having a slide, that we knew we'd keep the road open. But they decided that they would recommend finally that we move the elevation. The problem with that was the company that owned the mineral was giving that mineral to Pike County government, and it was to be sold from the construction of the road and the money go into the project. So, Jeannie, I think you have a meeting set for April the 12th to April the 11th in Frankfort, of which the committee will be back, would be Mr. Hatcher, the magistrates, and Jonah, and our engineers, and our legislator, W. Keith Hall, will be present at that, and others on that committee will be back in Frankfort talking to the state and going ahead and besides the $2 million, and you saw it on the monitor a while ago, and you'll see it on Pike TV, of the check that was presented by the governor who brought the check up to us. And we will finally get back to get this project done in all these years. But let me make it clear to Mr. Cassidy and the press. This is not an announcement, Mr. Cassidy, and to any other, the media, Mr. Roberts, Brandon Roberts, that you have contact with. We're not here today to announce that the Corps of Engineers has approved a road out of Fishtrap. They have not, as to this date. The engineer will be submitting to them. Once they do that, there will be a news conference held and an announcement held in this courtroom in regard to this that we've worked on, and with Congressman Perkins, Congressman Rogers, and our United States senators, in trying to get the Corps of Engineers to right a wrong. And now, with the state help, we're going to get not the best roads that ought to be built out there, but a road that these people can travel. So that's we need today to go ahead and authorize me to sign so that we can beat the roosting season of the Indiana bat. So that we can get the trees cut immediately, so that we can get this project started this construction year. And you know that when the Corps of Engineers asked for they wanted to know the actual cost, Joe, as they do on any project. We prematurely had to put out a bid, Mr. Stacy, to find that out, and we have a low bidder, and we got a good contractor in regard to this project, and that's already behind us. So once the tree's cut, and once that the Corps of Engineers gives us an easement, and we can then move to and we make the trip to Frankfort to bring the budget back into balance, since the state has forced us to get it out of balance. then we have indications, as Joni and you all know that attended the meeting, that they would had some funds available, that they would make sure that this project was started and completed. So that's what I have, and so I will need a motion to authorize me to take the appropriate action. Mr. County Attorney.
Judge, it's really a series of actions that need to be taken. The first action that would need to be taken is authorize you to sign a license to cut the trees. We actually have to pay for the trees that we're going to cut. So we need to, first would be to authorize you to sign the license to do the clearing. The second action would be to award the bid to Hawkeye Contracting Company, who was the low bidder in the award. And the third action would be to give them a partial award of the contract in the amount of $20,000 for the tree clearing, and then we will need to do either a change order or do a new contract with Hawkeye for the remainder of the project when all the funding is in place. But basically, we need to do the license, we need to award the bid, and then we need to authorize the contract. So it's going to be a series of
finance director and the treasurer that money is in the project, and I understand it is for the payment that the county attorney has mentioned, is within the project scope.
Judge, he mentioned the three things that's on there. Can we make a motion to do all three of them, or do we have to motion separately?
We was going to take up the bid at the bidding today, but we can do it now, get it over with.
Let's do the license first.
License first. License separate.
Before we go into a vote, did I understand that you said we don't have the property yet?
No, we have an email stating that they're waiting on what I explained from Summit. As soon as they got that, they would be giving us an easement. That's the first thing we've ever had in writing. What I was emphasizing to the press, that this is not an announcement today because we actually don't have it. But we know we have it in writing that they're going to give it to us if Summit gives them what they need. I explained that the parking needs to be changed, but we pick up the same parking places.
Now, this road that you had on the map, is that road already there?
No, it's been
this one here, the green and the blue, phase 1, 2, and 3.
The green part is the construction road that comes around the Fishtrap and out to the road leading to Pikeville.
But that is a
460 and 80.
Like a four-wheeler road or a gas road in there right now?
No, the blue road is the road goes down to Jonah and them's houses. It's already there. It's hard top down to there.
It's hard top down to where down to where Jonah Thacker, who present day lives.
Blue's already in.
Right.
The green is in construction.
Will be built.
Nothing there right now.
No. That's where they got to clear the trees and make the road, yeah.
Any other questions? On the first step, you have a motion from
Make a motion
Murphy.
on the first one.
Second?
Yeah.
Master Robinson, have a roll call vote, please.
Mr. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson? Yes. Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Robinson? Yes. Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Harris?
Yes.
Judge Rutherford?
Yes. Mr. County Attorney, what need to take up
And
next?
next, we need to award the bid to Hawkeye Contracting Company. Frankie, did you bid this, or did Summit bid it, or?
No.
We both did, but they haven't came back with an award yet. They haven't came back with a recommendation for the court yet.
Jeannie, I had advised that we do all bids. The county does all bids. Your bid,
right?
Your bid is in place.
It was our bid together.
Well, you're talking about together. They're the engineers,
right? They did a preliminary estimate to see when they put it out for bid early to see what kind of numbers that they were going to come back with to see if it fell within line with their budget.
So what you're telling us, what you have is only a proposal?
No, we have opened the bids, but they haven't came back to see. They're still working with the contractor on. They had propose moving.
Would you take my telephone, Jeannie, and get Mr. Sykes or Mr. Ellswick on the telephone?
Frankie,
We can't put this off.
what you're saying, Frankie, is we as a county haven't bid the project. Summit bid it.
Hatch,
No,
you want to make
we
the call to
together
them
bid the
on
project,
your cell
but
phone?
Summit was at the bid opening. They, answered the questions for the contractor, so on. The county did the bid.
And this
Haven't-
was the.
Hawkeye is
Look,
the
haven't
low
low
bidder,
bidded.
but
And
we
Hawkeye
put it on
was
Hawkeye
hold.
was the low
Since
bidder.
1968, we've been trying to get this road.
Right.
I don't want us or a engineer for this court to have to put this thing off any longer. I mean, we're not going, I don't want to take
Okay,
that chance.
Judge, it has been bid. We put it on hold to award, and that's what we're here today. We're awarding a portion of it. Roland can explain that. $20,000 so
Attorney,
we can
do
go
you
ahead
take,
with the clearing.
Their word for it, and can we accept the bid?
It has been bid. Hawkeye Contracting was the low bidder. We are awarding a portion of the bid. We are not awarding the whole contract because
Right.
we do not have all the funding in place. We are accepting Hawkeye Contracting Company as the low bidder in the amount of $20,000 for the tree clearing. And I would suspect, or it would be my opinion, that as soon as the funding is in place and we get final approval for the project, that we will award the rest of the bid to Hawkeye Contracting. We are awarding a small portion of the bid
Gotcha.
today to get the trees cut before
Right.
the bats roost.
Right.
Mr. Stacy, do you agree with that?
Yes.
Any other questions?
No.
Have a
But I'll
motion.
make a motion that we award the $20,000 bid for tree clearing to Hawkeye Construction.
Is that for all the tree clearing?
Yeah, have a second. Have a second from Magistrate Robinson. Have a roll call vote, please.
Magistrate Anderson,
It's how much it costs to get this done.
Magistrate Johnson.
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy.
Clerk, I hadn't voted
Yes.
yet. Clerk, I hadn't voted yet. I had a question. The bid that we're voting on, was that bid for just the tree clearing?
All of it?
All the tree clearing?
They have to fall all the trees.
For bats.
They're clearing the right of way. They got to get all the trees off of it first.
Yeah, once
So
that
the way-
Indiana bat season starts, then the endangered species, the state endangered species laws kick in, and you can't cut another tree until November. So
So
they
did
have to
we
cut all the
actually-
trees down now.
So the Summit didn't advertise for a bid, we did.
We advertised for bid, right? Summit did all the specs and the drawings for the project, and they were at the bid opening,
Okay.
right?
So we just, the bid we have was nothing more
First
than
step.
for cutting the trees. Now, what will the next phase be for?
Well, the next phase will be once they get the rest of the money to fund the project, then you'll award the contract, because that's kind of what they were waiting on. They don't have the money to fund the full.
We don't have
Is that a
the
separate bid?
Mr.
No, it's still the same bid. They're awarding basically a partial bid of just the tree clearing part now.
Let me make it clear again, we don't have an
And the rest of
easement
the bid
from the
later.
Corps permission yet.
This is only a partial bid to get the trees cleared, and then it'll come back for construction then.
Yeah, correct. And
I vote yes.
Magistrate Robinson. Yes. Magistrate Dodson.
Yes.
Magistrate Harris.
Yes.
Judge Rutherford.
yes,
And next, we'd need approval for the judge to enter into the contract for the tree clearing.
do I have a motion to authorize county judge executive to sign the contract for the tree cutting?
Motion.
Motion, Magistrate Murphy, second, Magistrate Johnson. Have a roll call vote, please.
Magistrate Anderson.
Yes.
Magistrate Johnson.
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy.
Yes.
Magistrate Robinson. Magistrate Dodson.
Yes.
Magistrate Harris. Judge Rutherford.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure they weren't trying.
Next, we have on the agenda, Mr. County Attorney, the second reading of the flood damage prevention ordinance for the county.
Judge, this is a second reading. This ordinance shall apply to all areas of special flood hazard within the jurisdiction of the Pike County Fiscal Court as identified by the Federal Insurance Administration and mandates that no structure or land in said areas shall hereafter be located or extended, converted, or structurally altered without compliance with its provisions, requires the obtaining of a permit from the county judge executive as administrator and the Kentucky Division of Water permitting of manufactured homes within the areas of special flood hazard, requires that all new construction and substantial improvements be constructed with materials and utility equipment resistant to flood damage, provides that in all areas of special flood hazard, the lowest floor of any residential structure constructed or substantially improved shall have the lowest floor elevated to or above base flood elevation, and provides penalties of $100 or imprisonment of not more than 10 days for each day a violation of this ordinance continues. This is a second reading in summary form of an ordinance, would require a motion, second, majority vote.
Any questions? If no questions, have a motion.
Motion.
Motion, Master Robinson, have a second, have a roll call vote. Second, Master Anderson.
Master Anderson?
Yes.
Master Johnson?
Yes.
Master Murphy?
Yes.
Master Robinson? Master Dodson?
Yes.
Master Harris?
Yes.
Judge Rutherford?
Yes. Next, every year we have two cleanups. One in the spring is we always join forces and partnerships with the Appalachian News Express, East Kentucky Broadcasting, and we have Clean Up, Paint Up, Fix Up with the Pride Committee and the County Fiscal Court sponsoring the cleanup. And Bobby Mullins, you and Hatch, of course, integral part of that. Jimmy Dale Sanders is with us, our Pride Director, and we need to get ready, get organized. Jeannie, the same committee that we've had in past years needs to be in place. Our local newspaper and the East Kentucky Broadcasting needs to get on board. And that we need to get our schools organized. Pride Committee does that, Mrs. Brown, and we need to get ready to get to, as Jimmy Dale does a great job in getting the garbage bags out to the schools. We need to get the sheriff's office involved and the constables. We like for them to run their vehicles when the school has to clean up and the roadways of the county, so that none of these students and children will get hurt. Not only is it children that does this, but it is teachers and it is volunteers from the community. But this has been successful in past years. It can be successful this year if our same people do due diligence and do the planning, and that our local paper gets behind it and East Kentucky Broadcasting, and that we get the word out. And in the spring, we add a little bit to it. Instead of the Pride cleanup and the county cleanup, we add clean up, paint up, and fix up. And it gives people an opportunity as the weather opens up, and even though we got snow forecast tomorrow, I understand, possibly a little snow, and it's the first day of spring or the day after tomorrow, but spring is here after tomorrow. And spring weather is going to be opening up, and a great opportunity for our businesses to start their sales. They always have. Jimmy Dale, all of our retailers that sells paint and things to use to fix up houses are also involved in this. They do their advertising on the radio stations and in our local news media, and they take a part in this. Of course, it generates money in our community. This one and the one in the fall. I had asked, I hope Brendan put on here, I'd asked him to put a little bit of the video, and we don't have it, so Pike TV has it, and they will get it on this meeting of the cleanup that Magistrate Dodson, Jimmy Dale, the Road Commissioner Hatcher, and Charles Carlton help organize with the state of Virginia and the counties, our counties that borders Virginia and West Virginia. It was in the Tug Fork, and they did a great job over there. They will be in they rotated. It goes from Kentucky into Pike County into Virginia County and into West Virginia back into Pike County as the years go by. And we certainly want to be involved in that. And that will come in the fall cleanup, I understand. And during that period, we'll have the same cleanup in an effort to clean this county up and keep it clean. We know with our solid waste department that this court made possible in this county, and with our solid waste workers and what a job they do, with our work release program at the jail through Mr. Mullins, your program, we are in the process and have hired a firm to completely computerize the solid waste program with our new commissioner, Bobby Mullins, and to make sure that we don't have to subsidize 1.7 million average in 5 years that this fiscal court had to subsidize that department. Changes are being made daily. Commissioner Mullins has his hand on the finances, working with the staff and with the person doing the study, and we're looking to the Mountain Water District to use their billing disc so that we'll know when people comes in, and we won't have to have these monitors out in the county that I call elephant spotters and giraffe hunters who drive up and down the road. That's the way that it has been done in the past. Has to change. Those monitors will keep their job. Matter of fact, right now, Commissioner Mullins they're being brought into the office to help file. So they will be kept in the department. We need staff. We had bad luck, as you know, that Connie Kane's retired. Mrs. Mullins then had health problems, had to retire. I had to give up a great employee because of her 10 years experience in the city utility department and move them over into that department so they would have somebody over there with knowledge of how to handle. And we are putting in a complete new system to try to bring down the shortfall in the solid waste program in this county so that we would have more money that this court could have for roads and anything else that's needed, and equipment that's much needed for the solid waste program. We've got to understand the mileage that we have on this equipment, and to understand that what the cost of maintenance through our county garage is, and we, of course, will be looking at that. The firm will be redoing the routes. They will be on a map. We have discovered that, and I've always said this, and that this physical court in this county is not collecting about 25% of the people whose garbage are picked up. And I think that study is going to show that there are very few apartments and trailer parks of anybody is owning them under the ordinance paying, and I think it's probably around 80% not paying, in my opinion. So, Bobby, if you want to turn around there and make a statement in regard to and then we'll get into the recycling grant.
Judge, I'd like to say, I thank the public out there for working with me, and they're helping a lot in the way that we collect revenue for the solid waste. And we are starting to do things a little differently, a lot differently than what it had been. And there was a lady in my office this morning from a trailer park. She's agreed as a landlord to pay for all of her tenants, and she had 23 trailers, and 2 out of there has all been paying a garbage bill in the past year or two. And so we're taking new steps in collecting revenue, and a lot of the public, they're working with us.
Mr. Mullins, you found that some of these trailer owners and apartment owners thought that under our ordinance that they charged the people, but then they got to spend the money on the trailer park and other things, and that wasn't the way the ordinance was passed. So they understand now that the ordinance and that money comes to the solid waste department has to offset picking up their garbage in that year period.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think I think that people's going to cooperate because most of them are already collecting They just thought under our ordinance that they got the most of them, that they got to keep the money.
Yes.
So next, what we have is a adoption of a resolution support a recycling grant program and authorize to execute all grant acknowledgement, authorize the county judge's executive to sign all papers that need to be signed after they're prepared. And Mr. Mullins, you might just tell us what that program is and what you're going to file for this coming year.
Okay, on this recycling grant is a Kentucky state grant, and I asked them, I wanted to give you a total figure, but where it's a state grant, they couldn't because different counties ask them for different amounts. And what I've asked for amounts to about $35,000 in some equipment. We're going to get, looking at a 16-foot dump trailer with sides on it that they can haul cardboard because they've been having to haul in a pickup truck and they just can't haul that much. Also, we've asked for 4.5 cubic yard containers that you set out. We've been setting out dumpsters, but with lids on them, they're tearing the lids off so we can get some solid buildings to set out there. And each year, maybe buy a few more at a time and eventually get it set up that way. And also, I've asked for a paper shredder for the courthouse and for if the Hall of Justice wants to use. And so that's things that we have asked for,
And
which
we're
is
already
looking
in the
real good.
recycling business in the courthouse and in many public buildings in the county.
So that's
I might add, Mr. Mullins, that Judge Hayes has certainly been intricately involved with you in regard to this solid waste program and the changes that has occurred and going to occur. Judge Hayes has worked with you more than I've had due to my schedule, but we do seem like we get together more often the last few days than we have in a while. But Judge Hayes, you want to make any statement in regard to that since you've worked with him?
Judge, I just want to generally state and inform the court and the public who's watching that as my friend Roland Case just pointed out, we hit a home run when we picked, when you selected, rather, and the court approved Bobby Mullins as our solid waste commissioner. He has come in with new ideas and fresh ideas, and I know we have rued the situation in solid waste where we're losing money each year. Judge, as you know, that's been as high as averaging, I think, Bobby, about 1.7 million. And there's been many holes in the dike that Bobby has proceeded to plug, has already plugged some of them. We have several still to go. But I just want to report to the court, Judge, that we're making progress, and I expect that loss figure to be substantially reduced by the efforts of our commissioner and our solid waste department, and I just want to commend Bobby Mullins for that.
Let's commend those foremen out there, too, who've certainly been part of your team and cooperated with you, and the employees. And it's a big job. About how many homes do you picking up in now in the county? About 22 or 23,000? 24,000 homes. Has any magistrate got any question in regard to the solid waste department and or this recycling grant?
Judge, I've got a
We got plenty of dumpsters now, so you magistrates will know. Hillman, so we got plenty of dumpsters. Yeah. So when you all need dumpsters, we've got them available now. We have found and recovered, so you all will know, many dumpsters that were delivered out into this county to businesses and never picked up. Now that's part of what he's discovered and found. Judge Hayes can substantiate that. And you know, we didn't know that, and this court authorized some dumpsters to be bought several months ago. So we got those, plus we got these others that they have found out in the county and brought in, and some had to be repaired, and are being repaired, and they'll be available to use.
Judge, I have something I wanted to say about
ahead.
that too. I appreciate, Bobby, the work you've been doing since you've been the commissioner. I get a lot of complaints from citizens about people that don't pay their garbage bill, and I know we have a lot of delinquencies, and I appreciate the fact that you've been working on that. It's been one of your priorities since you've been in as commissioner. I've been following closely a case in Garrett County where the county has placed 911 fees on electric bills, I believe is the way it is. And there was a lawsuit that came from that, challenging the constitutionality of whether or not the county could pass an ordinance requiring that this 911 fee be placed on the utility bill. And they actually this week, yesterday, they got word that they had won the lawsuit and that it was constitutional to place that fee on the power bill. I believe it's the power bill.
I believe it's the water meters. I
think
read
it's
that
the
in
water-
Lexington.
It might be water meters.
It's water meters. I read that in Lexington Herald yesterday.
Yeah. And so, I mean, that and I'm sure that case will be appealed, but eventually
Sure.
that may be something that we may want to look at for our solid waste bill. Another way to bill those is through the water meter or through the power
Master
meter.
Harris, what we're doing presently is the Mountain Water District is going to provide us with a disc of everybody that's on the water. We'll get one every month of the ones they take off. That way, Bobby Mullins and his staff will know who has moved or no longer is in the residence, and when somebody signs up on water. The county is about 98.8% covered with water. Am I correct on? I think I'm pretty well correct. It's around 97, 98%. Mr. Maynard of 911, Master Harris, has told us that he can give us the rest of those citizens. And you remember those are in the head of the holler, that where the Public Service Commission, if you can't amortize your investments, they can't let money be spent on it, and it has to be separate funding for line extensions. And we do get money every year in the budget for each magisterial district for lines extension. So we look like from this study and talking to them and talking with Mr. Mullen that we will be using the disc from the water district now, and we will be using the 911 to pick up those other customers. And as Master Harris, you said, and it is fact, and I think Mr. Mullins and Judge Hayes can join Magistrate Harris in saying that we all feel that people are not paying their bills. Some people not even being billed, period. And that we will change the complexion of our budgets in the future by taking this action. Any other questions or statements?
Judge, I'd like to say that I want to commend Bobby for taking the courage on to get the dumpsters out in the county that was out there illegal by the contractors, and I'm sure that's going to bring a lot more money in for the county if we go on through the year. And this was something, I guess, that was prior to you taking office that it was brought to your attention that this was happening. So we appreciate you doing that. And Judge, I'd like to say, since we put the dump site in at the Phelps Road lot, we started out getting about one box a week. Now it's up to about 2 boxes. So you can see what was going out.
The same thing happened over in Pond Creek, didn't it, Master Harris? It continued to grow.
It's been a big help.
But Magistrate Dotson, we held a meeting with the contractor that you mentioned, company. That's resolved. We got an agreement with them. If we can't get a box out and somebody has to have it, that our commissioner gives them permission, they get it out there as quick as they can, and that we'll do business with them as needed, and they understand that, and they appreciate our diligence and working with them, and I think we had a good meeting, didn't you, with the company? If not, we'll ask for a motion in regard to this. And you did
Motion.
have a motion and have a second by Mr. Murphy.
Judge, is this only, is
Motion
it,
by Master Anderson. Have a second.
is
Roll
this
call
only
vote,
on the
please.
recycling program, or is this on
Recycling
on
program.
the spring cleanup too?
The what?
The April is spring cleanup. That's a
We will-
separate motion,
We'll
isn't it?
separate that, we'll separate that.
Okay. Master Anderson?
Yes.
Master Johnson?
Yes.
Master Murphy?
Yes.
Master Robinson? Master Dotson?
Yes.
Master Harris?
Yes.
Judge Rutherford?
Yes. And the Pike County Spring Cleanup Resolutions, I'll ask Judge Hayes if you will read the resolution, and then we'll ask for a vote on it. And Mr. Sanders, if you will get your Pride Committee chairman together, we'll present this resolution to you as we usually do. Make it available to to Mr. Cassidy and the local paper who participates in this cleanup every year, and so that we can get some publicity of the cleanup, so that we get volunteers out in the county.
Judge, this is a resolution recognizing April 2013 as Spring Cleanup Month by the Pike County Fiscal Court, whereas the natural beauty of southern and eastern Kentucky is a treasure for its residents and tourists, and whereas good stewardship of this distinctive environment is beneficial for the health, enjoyment, and economic prosperity of the residents of southern and eastern Kentucky, and whereas this initiative in partnership with Pike County Pride encourages residents of southern and eastern Kentucky to take personal responsibility for the good stewardship of the region's exceptional environment, and whereas the annual spring cleanup is an opportunity for residents to demonstrate personal responsibility by volunteering to pick up litter along roadsides, and whereas Pike County and Pride participate in the spring cleanup by organizing cleanup events and recruiting volunteers. Therefore, it is proclaimed that the month of April 2013 is Spring Cleanup Month in Pike County, Kentucky. Be it further resolved that all Pike County residents are encouraged to participate in Spring Cleanup Month, and executed by the Judge Executive, County Attorney, and all 6 of the Pike County magistrates.
Brandon Roberts, would you email a copy of this to East Kentucky Broadcasting and to Mr. Cassidy at his office at the Appalachian News Express? And we will make the presentation to the Pride Board, as we usually do, of this resolution.
I make a motion we adopt the resolution.
I have a motion, Master Anderson. I have a second, Master Murphy. Have a roll call vote, please.
Master Anderson?
Yes.
Master Johnson?
Yes.
Master Murphy?
Yes.
Master Robinson? Yes. Master Dotson?
Yes.
Master Harris?
Yes.
Judge Rutherford?
Yes. Pike County Fiscal Court needs to acknowledge the receipt of the Pike County Conservation District budget of July 1, 2013, July 30, 2014, and that has been delivered. Madam Clerk, do you have a copy of that? And the clerk has a copy of that.
It's in the packets.
And it's in the packet.
Motion to acknowledge.
And a motion by Magistrate Anderson. Have a second by Magistrate Robinson. Have a roll call vote, please.
Master Anderson?
Yes.
Master Johnson?
Yes.
Master Murphy? Yes. Master Robinson? Master Dotson?
Yes.
Master Harris?
Yes.
Judge Rutherford?
Yes. Next is one that Magistrate Dotson and I have had a conversation for this, and after he had saw this on the agenda today, and I know, and Magistrate Dotson is going to tell you about a family, a Hurley family, that's going through a sad situation due to domestic violence. And this court has always, even when we control the severance tax fund, has always contributed to this program, not only through the Mountain Comp, but through other community organizations that is involved in this. And Master Dotson, I'll ask you to just tell us what this family is going through over there, and this is why this kind of thing is on the agenda. And Master Dotson said he was tickled to death when he saw it on the agenda, because We just need to do everything we could do to make sure that we do everything we can do to try to stop this the best we can.
Judge, our hearts go out and prayers to this family in Phelps. You know, they were real good friends of mine, and last week they lost their daughter and their grandson due to domestic violence. The daughter was stabbed to death, brutally murdered, and the little 8-year-old was suffocated. And you know, when we hear things on television, we don't think it's close to home, but this family, their daughter lived in North Carolina, and they were originally from Phelps, and they're bringing them back and going to bury them this week. So it's so sad to see a domestic get out of hand and go that far, but you know, we deal with it each day. And I'd like to make a motion that we adopt this resolution and try to prevent this from happening to some other family.
That would also authorize me as county judge executive to sign it. It would be an application for a grant. Jeannie has talked with Judy Paxton at Mountain Mental Health. That will station a person at Pikeville and we know where their offices are here at Pikeville. And it will be a person who will work with the Pike County Sheriff and other law enforcement agencies in regard to domestic violence. I think this is something that's needed, and we just gave an example. Matter of fact, this what Magistrate Dalton was talking about took place in the state of North Carolina, I understand. So it happens all the time here, and it's been going on for years. When I had the court system, the 8 years, we faced that. We didn't have available to us what they have now through programs and organization. So we have a motion by Magistrate Dotson. Do we have a second by Magistrate Murphy? Have a roll call vote, please.
Magistrate Anderson?
Yes.
Magistrate Johnson?
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy?
Yes.
Magistrate Robinson? Yes. Magistrate Dotson?
Yes.
Magistrate Harris?
Yes.
Judge Rutherford?
Yes. Pike County Government, Pike County Fiscal Court had a request for approval of the speed limit change on around 2010 Burra Drive. Mr. Road Commissioner, would you give us your recommendation?
Yes, Burra Drive's located off Thompson Road, which goes up, and then we've got next to Olive Road passage, Olive Drive passage, with the city above that comes down it. There's 15, I recommend 15 mile an hour.
Mr. Magistrate Anderson.
I'll make a motion, we adopt it.
Magistrate Anderson, motion, second. Magistrate Robinson, have a roll call vote, please.
Magistrate Anderson? Yes. Magistrate Johnson?
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy?
Yes.
Magistrate Robinson? Yes. Magistrate Dotson?
Yes.
Magistrate Harris?
Yes.
Judge Rutherford?
Now we have our bids for the year on our vendors. And Mr. Stacy, give me an opportunity to step back and rest my voice just a very few minutes while you go over these bids. 'Cause it's a rather long list that we have every year, but it's something that we have to do under the statute, and it goes along, folks, with the resolution passed by this body that we attempt to do business locally. Now, you know, we're responsible for Pike County and Pike County businesses and the citizens of this county. That's our responsibility. We're not responsible for what goes on in other states and other counties. We work with them and try to help them improve any way we can. But we have a responsibility to this county. And this is a vendors list that we want, and if we can do business locally, we want to do that. Mr. Stacy.
Judge, like you said, this is the presentation of our annual March materials bids. There's 18 bids total. The first bid is bid number 3 for building materials. I've received 3 bids. The first bid was J.D. Westcott & Son of South Williamson, Lowe's of Pikeville, and Mayhorn Incorporated of Pikeville. It's recommended we award the bid to all the vendors. Bid number 4 is for cleaning supplies, chemicals, and related items. Received 9 bids. BWB Enterprise of Matewan, Car Wash Supply of Pikeville, East Kentucky Chemical of Pikeville, General Sales Company of Ashland, Kenway Distributors of Louisville, King Supply Company of Allen, Mayhorn Incorporated of Pikeville, Ramsey Supply of Ashcamp, and Tri-County Hardware of Kemper. And it is recommended we award the bid to all the above listed vendors. Bid number 5 is for corrugated metal drain pipe. Received 4 bids. Huntington Steel of Pikeville, J.D. Westcott and Son of South Williamson, MGC Supply of Pikeville, and RGB Plumbing of Belfry. And it's recommended we award the bid to all the above listed vendors. Bid number 6 is for food and related items. Received 6 bids. B&B Distributor of Staffordsville, Benjamin Foods of Hatboro, Pennsylvania, Earth Grain Baking Company of Huntington, Gordon Food Service of Maysville, Performance Food Service of Somerset, and Uncle Charlie's Meats of Richmond. And it is recommended we award the bid to all the above listed vendors. Bid number 7 is for Gabion Wire Baskets. Received 2 bids, Huntington Steel of Pikeville and MGC Supply of Pikeville. It's recommended we award the bid to both the above listed vendors. Bid number 9 is for glass and glass-related products. We received 1 bid from Elliott Supply and Glass of Pikeville. It's recommended we award the bid to the above-listed vendor. Bid number 9 is for limestone gravel delivered. Received 1 bid from Mountain Aggregates of Lexington, and the price sheet is attached to the back. The price increased about 20 cents a ton from last year. It's recommended we award the bid to the above-listed vendor. Bid number 10 is for limestone gravel picked up. Received 2 bids, Mountain Aggregate of Lexington and Mountain Enterprise of Lexington. The Mountain Aggregate bid increased about 20 cents a ton from last year. The Mountain Enterprise bid increased about $2.20 a ton from last year. Bid number 11 is for plumbing and electrical supplies. Received 9 bids. Elliott Supply and Glass of Pikeville, J.D. Westcott and Son of South Williamson, Justice Supply of Shelbyana, Lowe's of Pikeville, Plumb Master Incorporated of Concordville, Pennsylvania, RGB Plumbing Supply of Belfry, State Electric of Pikeville, Thompson's Hardware of Zebulon, and Tri-County Hardware of Kemper. It's recommended we award the bid to all the above listed vendors. Bid number 12 is for portable toilets. We received 1 bid from Busy Bee Septic Systems of Pikeville, and the rates are the same as they were last year. There was no change in the price. The monthly rate per unit is $91.50, and the daily rental rate is $65.70. And it is recommended we award the bid to the above listed vendor. Bid number 13 is for pressure treated lumber. Received 2 bids, Lowe's of Pikeville and Triple S Wood Treating of Phelps. It's recommended we award the bid to all the above listed vendors. Bid number 14 is for printing. Received 3 bids, CNR Office Supply, aka Ashland Office of Pikeville, Chapman Printing, aka Stationers of Huntington, and Classic Printing of Pikeville. And it's recommended we award the bid to all the above listed vendors. Bid number 15 is for sodium chloride road salt. Received 5 bids, Cargill of North Olmsted, Ohio. Delivered price was $85.45 a ton. Pickup price was $83 a ton. The second bid was from Central Salt of Elgin, Illinois. Submitted a no bid. Third bid was from Detroit Salt of Detroit, Michigan. Submitted a no bid. Fourth bid was from Morton Salt of Chicago. Delivered price $85.15 a ton. Delivered $82 a ton picked up. The fifth bid is from North American Salt Company of Overland Park, Kansas. Delivered price was $81.89 a ton. Pickup price is $78.89 a ton. And that's about a 79-cent increase over last year's price. It's recommended that we award this bid to North American Salt Company with the lowest evaluated bid. Bid number 16 is for tires and tubes. We received no bids. We still have Appalachian Tire that on state price contract. Bid number 17 is for vehicle parts. Received 21 bids. A&S Auto Parts of Elkhorn, Bruce Waters Ford of Pikeville, CarQuest of Pikeville, Coal City Auto Parts of South Williamson, Deskins Motor Company of Pikeville, Datsun Repair Service of Sydney, Freedom Ford and Honda of Ivell, Heritage International of Louisa, J&A Truck Parts and Supply of Zebulon, Leon's Auto Parts of Robinson Creek, Midstate Equipment of Buchanan, Virginia, Republic Diesel of Prestonsburg, RMP Powertrain Solutions of Madisonville, Tennessee, Tebco of Kentucky and Richmond, Tri-County Auto and Truck Parts of Kemper, Mouthguard and Pikeville, Walter Chevrolet of Pikeville, Wayne Supply Company of Pikeville, Worldwide Equipment of Pikeville, and Zebulon Starter Service of Zebulon. It is recommended we award the bid to all the above listed vendors. Bid number 18 is for guardrail. We received 2 bids. The first bid was from King Creek Incorporated. 12-inch Class A new guardrail, $10.05 a foot. 12-inch Class B used guardrail, $8.20 a foot. And 18-inch Class B used guardrail, $10.15 a foot. Second bid was from Neat Steel. 12-inch Class A new guardrail, $5.60 a foot. 12-inch Class B used guardrail, $2.50 a foot. And 18-inch Class B used guardrail, $3.75 a foot. And you can see what last year's prices were. It is recommended that we award the bid to Neat Steel with the lowest evaluated bid price. Bid number 19 is for used steel pipe tank cars. Received 1 bid from Oliver Pipe and Equipment Company of Winchester. It's recommended that we award the bid to the above listed vendor. And finally, bid number 20 for railroad steel. We received 1 bid from King Creek Drilling of Zoe, Kentucky. The 100-pound steel is $10.98 a foot, and the 132-pound steel is $11.98 a foot. That's about 52 cents a foot cheaper than last year. It's recommended we award this bid to the above listed vendor.
Any questions? No question, need a motion.
Motion to accept the bids.
A motion by Mr. Murphy, to have a second, Mr. Johnson. Have a roll call vote, please.
Mr. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Robinson? Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Harris?
Yes.
Judge Ruthford?
I would also like to say I reached a resolution with the salt company on our minimum contract amount that we have remaining for last year. To date, we've got about 875 ton of salt that we still had left to buy. What they're going to allow us to do is basically we'll buy another 1 or 2 loads per lot to top off our bins. That'll be about 175 ton, and the other 650 ton they're going to allow us to roll over to next year's contract, so we don't have to prepay for any salt remaining on this year's contract. I'd reduce this bid when we put it out to bid by 600 tons, so basically it's going to be about the same amount of salt that we had bid out this past year anyway, so it's not really going to increase the amount that we have to buy, and that worked out pretty well. So we don't have any kind of carryover, or we don't have to prepay for a lot of salt for next year.
Thank you, Stacy. County road work.
Motion.
A motion, Master Anderson. Second, Master Johnson. Have a roll call vote, please.
Mr. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Robinson? Mr. Dodson? Yes. Mr. Harris?
Yes.
Judge Ruthford?
Yes. Magistrate comment, Magistrate Anderson.
Judge, I don't have any comments.
Magistrate Johnson.
I don't have anything.
Magistrate Murphy.
Judge, I just wanted to say a few things on that road from up Fishtrap. It's been a long, hard road, and looked like we can see it coming to fruition here.
Light at the end of the tunnel.
And the people up there needs to thank Jonah. Jonah is the word persistent, and I want to thank him for standing on top of all of us to keep us moving on it. So,
Magistrate Dodson.
Judge, just got a few things I'd like to say. That Frankie's got our bathrooms bid out on our park over there, and we're waiting on them to come back maybe next court meeting, Frankie. And Damus is working on our sliding board, and we've got some estimates on our changing rooms for our Hatfield McCoy arena over there. We're going to trying to build those dressing rooms, and I've got the guy that's cutting the lumber to do it out of the rough lumber, and we've got some quotes on how much it's going to cost to get it built. Trying to get this ready for Rhonda to start getting the money circulated out there. And Damus, I know me and you talked earlier about the courthouse leaking over at Phelps, and I just wanted to let you know that after yesterday's rain, it's a lot worse. We had to put some buckets out, and I'm sure as soon as the weather warms up, you'll get over and try to take care of that if you can. Yeah, but it's needed, and they came in yesterday and changed our light bulbs out, Judge, putting the new ones in, and the guy said they were 11-year bulbs, so we probably wouldn't have to worry about them, but this morning we had one burn out, so so that didn't last too long. But that's all I have, Judge, and just want to thank everybody for everything they do out here, and your staff there. They keep us going, and sometimes we don't give them credit for what they do. I just want to thank them all.
Magistrate Harris.
Judge, just briefly, I guess the recycling dumpster that was at Walmart, it got relocated to the Black Gym parking lot, and we're getting into the season where that parking lot is going to be full and overflowing, and so if there's another place we could find to relocate that recycling bin to, the Walmart parking lot was perfect. Everybody knew where it was, and I don't know if they not want to participate anymore, or just ask us to move it, or what was the?
Mr. Mullins, you all need to work together to probably.
They asked us to remove it back at Christmas. They said then that it was due to the business that they was anticipating that they were going to have, and they was going to need places to park. But then they said they didn't want it brought back. But which I understand what you're saying. We do need, if we need to move it, but also we need to realize wherever we move it for insurance purposes or whatever, you can't place it just on anybody's property.
Magistrate Harris, would you and Mr. Mullins meet with the manager over there and see if you could keep that there?
Sure. I mean, that's the ideal spot for it, and I don't care to sit down and see if we can talk him into letting us come back, giving us another chance. I don't know if it.
See what you all can do. If you need our help at the office, let us know.
We'll do.
Magistrate Harris. Okay. Judge Hayes, and I guess we're getting to personnel.
Judge, we only have 2 items on the personnel agenda, and they're very simple and straightforward, and the court has those. I've not had a chance to informally poll the court and see if anyone wants a meeting, but if the magistrates would look at those 2 items, and if anybody thinks we need to have an executive session on them, we will. Otherwise, we can just dispense with that and move forward. Judge, I hear nothing, and that would indicate to me that everyone's satisfied that we can move forward. What we have, Judge, if I may proceed with personnel, 2 positions, both of which were posted, and the first is a heavy equipment operator, 5H rate of pay. That's at road lot number 3, Belcher. There were 4 bidders for that, 3 of them full-time and 1 a temporary. I have consulted with the road commissioner, Mr. Hatcher, and based upon that information, Judge, we've recommended as the qualified full-time employee, Danny Taylor. The next position that was posted is a light equipment operator, 4H rate of pay. That's at road lot number 1. Again, Judge, there were only 3 that bid that. 2 of them were full-time, and we recommended as the qualified person, Plenty May, for that position. That's all the recommendations personnel has, Judge.
Mr. Hatcher, you heard the recommendation. Any questions? No questions? That's my motion. I accept the report of the.
Jay,
Have a motion, a second, have a roll call vote, please.
Mr. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Robinson? Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Harris?
Yes.
Judge Ruthford?
Yes. I want to thank Al Greenfield for cooperating with us and getting another camera set in the courtroom so that they won't get the backs of these most important people that these magistrates have told you today that we can't do nothing. We up here, we can't get nothing done. You all are the ones that get to work. Carol is off sick. I think she has to have some tests this week. Charles Carlton's on his way to Frankfurt for a meeting with the Energy Department on the coal to liquid project, so they're not here today. But Brandon, I want to, if any of you have any statement or any questions today, we're going to do this different from now on. Brandon, do you have anything that you need to take up with the court? Finance Director Rhonda James, Bobby was off for a while, and he's back, and he got sick on us when he got back, but he's back. I've talked to Bobby about making sure that our cars that we parked continue to be parked, and the ones using them because of our budget situation. So we need to do that. I've also was telling Jeannie that we need to, of course, be monitoring our gas bills again. And Mr. Kaiser, Jimmy, of course, Jimmy is an integral part of what we do. And there's a lot going on in this county that you all have in your departments going on for the people of this county. They just don't realize it. They do now, since the city of Pikeville and Pike County government and this fiscal court put in Pike TV, which a lot of people will forget that we own this station. We took in some other stakeholders, being the city school board and a nonprofit health facility. But that is owned by this county, and they graciously put another candidate in. So I don't know what the people are going to do. They know the back of your all's heads. they can tell you exactly who you are at the back of your head. They've watched you on the television so much. But we appreciate Al Greenfield and his staff understanding that they needed to add the camera so that the people of this county would know what you all do. Ms. Stacy, do you have any statement or thing you need from the court or from our staff in the judge's office? Bobby, do you have anything you need?
Judge, I'd just like to, I want to thank the court for working with me and your office and Judge Hayes and every magistrate, everybody, finance office. They've worked real close with me. They've been good to me. And I just, which I know I can count on the support of the court as we move forward and changes that's taking place in solid waste. And I just want to say I thank you all.
Doug Tackett, what would we do without Doug? We know that someday in the future we're going to have another flood, and we're ready. You have Pike County ready. Doug Tackett is president of the State Association again this year. They realize the expertise that we have in this county, and Doug and his staff, what they do. And we are the most computerized, technological department in the state government in this Commonwealth. And I know that because I go to the statewide meetings every year, and I talk to the people from other counties and the judges from other counties. Damus, you got anything? And Damus, we know that we finally got you another carpenter the other day, which you needed badly. And we know that due to our budget situation, how short-handed your department is. Your department got hit hard during the situation with our budgets in the past years. And so we understand, and we'll be there for you if this economy keeps picking back up, and so that we can get our budget lined out and do a little more. Everybody sitting up here wants to give you more assistance. Hatcher, I don't know what we would do with Hatch. I'll get it. I'm gonna go to that. I'm gonna go to the treasurer's report in a minute. So I was explaining due to the new camera we had of how we're going to do this in the future. And Hatcher, what you do for us with the people out in this county that has problems is unbelievable. You know how to talk to people. You don't lie to them. You are direct in a nice way. And that's what you have to do. I found that out in public service. Don't tell people, Joe, maybe, or I think I can do it for you. Tell the people the truth. And that's what you've always done, and that's the reason that these magistrates absolutely just love to work with you and the job that you do. You make our job a lot easier. We take complaints. We're talking to you, every one of us, is trying to pull you and get your ear to make you listen to what one of these people out in a creek and holler a road is telling us that they need done. And you always there. You have that relationship with these magistrates and with these road foremen. You listen, and it's a good relationship, and we're glad to have you, and glad all of you will be facing the camera in the future. And now, before we adjourn, we got to have the most important part of this, and that is our finances and our treasurer's business. Madam Treasurer.
Authorize any necessary transfers and interfund transfers to pay the bills, payroll, health, and life insurance.
Got a motion by Mr. Murphy, second by Mr. Johnson. Have a roll call vote, please.
Mr. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Robinson? Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Harris?
Yes.
Judge Ruth?
Yes.
Authorize payment of the expenditure approval list dated March 18th, 2013, and any other utility and telephone bills received before the checks are run.
Have a motion.
Motion.
Have a motion by Magistrate Anderson. Have a second by Magistrate Murphy. Have a roll call vote, please.
Mr. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Robinson? Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Harris?
Abstain.
Judge Rutherford?
Yes.
Authorize a check in the amount of $122.08 to the Red Roof Inn for lodging for Bobby Mullins to attend the Spring 2013 Solid Waste Coordinators of Kentucky, SWAC, at the Red Roof Inn in Somerset, Kentucky, April 11th and 12th.
Motion. Second.
Have a motion, second, roll call vote, please.
Mr. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Robinson? Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Harris?
Yes.
Judge Rutherford?
Yes.
Authorize a check in the amount of $2,337.50 to the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers for damages for cutting trees for the access road at Fishtrap.
Motion by Magistrate Murphy. Have a second. Magistrate Robinson. Have a roll call vote, please.
Mr. Anderson? Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Robinson? Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Harris?
Yes.
Judge Rutherford?
Yes.
Authorize a check in the amount of $21,600 to Summit Engineering for surveys on NRCS properties, which we've already received. They were for Annette Rhodes, Bobby Anders, Brittany Adkins, David Jewell, Doug Branham, and Jeffrey Dotson, $3,600 each.
Motion.
This is good news. Many people getting moved out of the floodplain. The time goes, and Jeannie, this is Jeannie, and to Rhonda, and to the treasurer, this is pass-through money. So we have a motion. We have a second. We have a second. Have a roll call vote, please.
Mr. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Robinson? Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Harris?
Yes.
Judge Rutherford?
Yes.
Authorize a check in the amount of $13,000 to Shield Environmental Associates Incorporated for ACM inspections asbestos on NRC properties when the funds are received, for $1,000 each to Jack E. Booton, Geraldine Clevenger, James D. Taylor, Jeanette C. Ellswick, Shelby Jean Smith Taylor, Stephen A. Ellswick, Brittany Michelle Adkins, Bobby Anders, Annette Rhodes, Juanita Meeks, Melissa Dameron, Jeffrey Dotson, Doug Branham.
I'll pose the same question, same three. That is pass-through money. So I have a motion.
Motion.
Motion from Magistrate Murphy. Have a second. Second from Magistrate Robinson. Have a roll call vote, please.
Mr. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Robinson? Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Harris.
Yes.
Judge Rutherford.
Yes. Mr. County Attorney, do you have anything else to
Just a
bring
minute,
before the
Judge. I
court?
need to bring back up about the perfection group from the last time, the $266,428.39 bill says for February progress billing, but there's only on the short-term note about $195,000 left. Do we wish to pay whatever the balance is on the short-term note to this account and wait till the bonds, they hope to have them closed in the next 2 weeks?
Have a motion on the recommendation of the treasurer.
Hey, Judge, before you vote, I've got a question. Do we have somebody that's monitoring what they're doing and how the progress is going?
Yes.
I know they came in.
Terry Rogers continuously with them, continuously.
I know they came in over at Phelps last week, and they were looking for a place to store their supplies, and we told them it would be all right to use our county maintenance garage. They got several units, air conditions and things they're going to have to bring in and store. And like I said, they come in yesterday and changed all the lights out, and I just wondered if there's somebody following up on them to see if they're doing, you know, what they're supposed to do.
Amos, you have the ones out in the counties. He has the ones here at the courthouse. Well, that was now.
Amos, I didn't either till they showed up, and then they was there about 2 hours, and they had all the lights changed.
And with Mr. Rogers, and get him a list of when they'll be out there. Magistrate Harris,
We sort of had some issues here in the courthouse. They shut the water off at night, and there's times I'm here past 4:30, 5 o'clock till 6 or so, and without a commode because they shut the water off and didn't tell us they was working on stuff.
James, they called me yesterday evening about 4 o'clock, and they want to know, the girls down at the Senior Citizen Center, where they're going to put the air conditioner units in the ceiling, if it would be all right if they let them lock themselves in that evening when they started working and working the night. And I called Judge Hayes and talked to him, Judge, and he said, as far as he's concerned, it would be all right with him. Okay. What do you think, Damus? Do we need some kind of agreement signed with them that they'll be responsible for security and all that after our people go home?
Judge Hayes, would you and Jeannie set up a meeting with Mr. Ramey and with Mr. Rogers and with Perfection Group and advise them that they're going to have to do a better coordinating in regard to those projects out in the county and get an understanding with them, so and work with these magistrates, with Magistrate Dotson and Magistrate Harris, because they will be at not only that courthouse, and then they will be over what other, Jeannie, do we have that they'll be working on, or Judge Hayes out
You got
in
the
the
Belfry, I believe the Belfry Courthouse, Judge, the animal shelter down at Lycans Creek.
Terry will work with you on that. That's close for him.
Judge, if I may, at this point, say that Terry Rogers has monitored very closely what they've been doing here, at least, and I will set up a meeting, make sure they understand they need to work with the magistrates, because Terry is not out in the county, and the magistrates will either be there or have people there to work with them. So that is a good idea.
Can work with the magistrates.
Damus can do that also. I might add that talking about Terry's working with them. Terry noticed a few days ago that the Perfection Group was out in their parking lot out here, which is owned by the city, and they were beginning to replace lights. And Terry asked them what they were doing. I think they had gotten one replaced, and they said, well, it's part of our deal. And Terry stopped them. So he is doing his job. That obviously shouldn't have been part of the deal, and I commented to Terry, if it was, and they charged us for that as part of the deal, we need an adjustment of the price on that, because that we're not responsible. I'm sure the city would like for us to be responsible, but that's public parking out there. And so he stopped it. He's doing a good job, and we'll have Damus. We'll meet, and we'll make sure that they're closely monitored out in the county. Thank you, Judge.
I guess you're wanting a motion on whether to pay. Was that what it was, John?
Up to what's left on the short-term loan, which There may be some interest in the last few weeks that's been accrued, but it's around $195,000. That's all that's left to
If
pay.
the judge is satisfied with
Bonds.
what they've been doing, I'll make a motion. We go
Motion
ahead.
is on the treasurer's recommendation. Motion by Master Dotson, have a second. Have a second, Master Robinson. Have a roll call vote, please.
And let me interject that, and whenever we get the money, I'll send this on to Keiko right now, and as soon as we get the money back to wash it out, we will pay it.
Mr. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy? Yes. Mr. Robinson? Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Harris?
Abstain.
Judge Rutherford?
Yes. County Attorney, you're Judge Hayes, or any other master that have anything to say? If not, I have a motion to adjourn. Have a motion, Master Anderson. Have a second, Master Johnson. Have a roll call vote, please.
Master Anderson?